Torment, Tides of Numenera. It's been a while since I played it, but let's get back into it. For those of you that don't remember, we just woke out of a, basically a coma.
I'm going.
Alright. Mechanical arm lies on the floor, presumably broken during your fall. Let's see if I can do that. No items. Cool. Alright. Yeah, for those that don't remember, I fell from the sky. Apparently, I'm the last, or the latest, body of the changing god. He sort of cast me off, or she, I don't know.
Let's go.
Give me that. Give me that. Cool. And I have to get this crystal sarcophagus repaired. I don't exactly remember. Would have to watch
Ready.
my other video again. Padded interior beneath the coffin. Its cracked lid looks like it was made for a human body. Despite the damage, you don't see any way to open it and get inside. You glance between the sarcophagi and the needle-like protrusions at the end of the arms above it. It seems likely using this chamber would not be a pleasant experience. Well, that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to go ahead and step away. Alright, we are heading out. I have no idea what to expect out here. A crisis, for those that don't remember, is their term for the combat sequences.
I need to talk to you. All right.
Nope. Codex entry. Nothing. Okay, inventory. Again, inventory. Whew. Sorry. I'm gonna end up dealing with a lot of tutorials because I'm still learning everything. It's still fairly early in the game. Yeah. Okay, now I remember. I gotta stop the sorrow, which is this creature that's hunting me. I really needed more sleep. Oh well. Yeah, okay, so cast off is the term. Sorry, forgot about that. A man obsessed with cheating death. Okay. Um, well, let's get going.
Fine.
That's what I'm gonna do. Take that. Take that. I'll take that.
Let's go.
What's this? Okay. I'm gonna go with my own. I managed to graze one of them with the tip of my finger. Roar, a voice says, and my vision is stolen from me. Moon hangs over you, but it is not the one you recognize. It's black and in a pearl white sky. Thick, flat asteroids orbit like petals in the wind. You feel questing tendrils at your ankle. The hot wind on your face smells of scorched hair and grief. Vision returns. The cone hangs motionless only for a second before resuming their giggling dance. Watch them for a pattern. Okay. Leave the cones alone. Let's go here. See if I can interact with that. Tangled cluster of metallic tendrils grows from the depths of the nearby water. Strangely, they resemble clawed alien hands, most of which have 7 or 8 fingers. Examine the cluster. I'm gonna break one off. Go with this guy. I'll go with that. Ah, failed. Oh. Oh, cool. Okay. So I just got one more bit of health from failing that. The yawning intake marks the front of a long dead construct. What is this? Okay. Just a floating cube. What's that? Okay. Oh. What is this? Is this a conflict? Or a crisis, I should say. As you step onto what looks like the back of an enormous construct, four strangers approach you. In the lead is a wiry man with parallel scars running from cheek to collarbone on the left side of his face. He gives you a welcoming smile, pulling on gray gloves embedded with pulsing light. He is about to say something to you when he notices Callistage. I think that's how you say her name. Cal, I thought you'd sworn off trolling the reef. Found anything tasty? His eyes wander up and down both you and Algiern. Odds and ends, Koro. Nothing that would interest you, I'm sure. Her words are calm, but she has not gone quite still. I'm gonna ask her if something's wrong. Nothing's wrong, dear. I accompanied Koro on an expedition once, long ago. His methods were too crass for my taste. Though in his defense, he never tried to kill me when my back was turned. She beamed at Koro. Or if he did, he failed, and I didn't notice. Algiern, I don't like this. Algiern hisses in your ear, but loud enough that Kestige can hear too. If she's cagey about him, it can only mean trouble. You should hear what I tell people about you, dear. She gives Algiern a venomous smile. Killer or not, she whispers, Koro is not a man who can be trusted with unvarnished truth. Tread lightly. I've got three options. Turn to Koro and ask, what do you want? Ask if we may pass. Let Koro and Callistage talk. I'm gonna ask, may we pass? Of course. But first a question, one traveler to another. There was a falling star that landed near here not long ago. I was wondering if you knew anything about that. Nice scars, how did you get them? What are those gloves for? Where did the star land? It wasn't a star. I could tell him the truth. I fell from the sky, there was no star. I can try deception and tell him, I'll be honest with you, and I saw the star but don't know where it landed. Or I can say, you're in my way, move or I'll make you move. I'm gonna try, where did the star land? He says, if I knew that, I wouldn't be reduced to harassing noble travelers. I never saw it, you see. My employer did, though. Who is most trustworthy? And thought, who is the most trustworthy team I can send at a moment's notice? He winks. Luckily, they were on an assignment, and we were interested and weren't too drunk yet, so I'm reading all this out loud in case anybody's just listening to this and not actually watching. What are those gloves for? Unwelcome but anticipated complications. He does not elaborate. Callistage says he does so love his ambushes. Callistage whispers in your ear again, even though her mouth is closed and she isn't looking at you. He didn't have the gloves when I knew him last, but I'd wager they're connected to devices in that area. Good to know. So, Koro says, apparently unaware of Callistage's interruption, the star. Have you seen it? What interests you about this star? Koro, how kind of you to ask, Koro says, clapping his gloved hands together. So few people are interested in the tangled motivations of paid explorers. He spread his arms as if holding the sky and continues. The world is littered with ruins and fascinating secrets. Trouble is, anyone can claim them. But when something falls from the sky, that's rare. And a man Yeah. A man can make his name off such a find. He pauses, then adds, "We're also being paid quite handsomely. That helps." "Enough chat, I think," he says. There's no humor in his smile now. Where is the falling star? Okay, so I've got a new deception uh, option. I'm also here for the star. Unlike you, I want it and all its secrets for myself. I'm gonna try the first deception. I'll be honest with you, I saw the star, but I don't know where it landed. Go with that. Woohoo! Success. Goro studies you for a long moment before sighing. "Alright," he says. "Well, do let us know if you spot anything of interest. I'd like to say we'd pay for the privilege, but if we were rich, we wouldn't be down here, would we?" And I gained 25 experience. By the way, to the person that just joined me, thank you. And welcome. Nice thinking, kid. That would have been a fiasco. You figured out why they were here, right? They saw me fall from the sky and they came to investigate. Oh, sure. And they just had an ambush ready to go at the same time as we were leaving. No, kid. Callisto sold us out. Excuse me, are you suggesting that I had something to do with Koro's plans? Are you suggesting you didn't? An old friend of yours just happens to be waiting for us, armed and outnumbering us, as we return from the greatest find the reef has seen in years. It's too convenient for me. Too convenient by far. Of all the idiotic, paranoid delusions, you really believe this, don't you? You believe that... Bleh. You really believe I'd use a half-wit like Koro to stab you in the back rather than do it myself? You see, kid? She'll stab you in the back, first chance she gets. Most likely in your sleep. I think he has some trust issues. He throws up a hand, forestalling Callistasia's retort. "Look, I don't care. Fact is, I can't trust you anymore, and I wonder why I ever did. This is the last we travel together. I've got enough to worry about without having to watch my back 28 hours a day." He turns to you. "You coming or what? You coming, kid, or what? You're really going to walk away from each other over this?" That's the option I'm choosing. "Oh, this is just the last needle that crushed the Anin. You haven't seen 1/10 of her depths, not 1/20th. She's a backstabbing bitch, and this mess here only proves it. God, I cannot talk today. Always a paragon of class, Algern. If I did have any interest in betraying you, do you really think I would need Koro's help? Yet this is the thanks I get for coddling your pain-rattled, judgmental weakness for so long. I've had enough." She turns to you. "Child, I'm happy to guide you, but I will not walk another step with this paranoid buffoon." "Finally, something we agree on," he growls. "Kid, she'll chop off your head and spit down your throat. I'll get you where you need to go and let you sleep at night to boot. It's up to you." I'm gonna try and travel with both of them. She bursts out laughing. "My dear boy, we've been working it out. Algern's petulance, his that cannot speak today. Obstinacy in the face of fact drive me away every day. He might be strong, but he's also thick. I dare you to try traveling with him and see how long you endure. Not as long as I have, I'll wager. His face darkens under her accusations, but he manages a pained smile. As if you're doing me a favor by staying with me. Do you think I don't see your true self in all those echoes around you? That's you, Castige, every facet of it. Blech. Your vivisectionist heart hasn't changed. Just the way you present it. I thought I could help you. I'm gonna try traveling on my own. Probably a bad idea, but I'm gonna try traveling on my own. Makes sense. He shoots a look of fraught with meaning at Castige. If you change your mind, you can find me in the underbelly. I travel around, but I'll keep an ear to the ground for you. On the other hand, if you prefer civilized company, you can find me at the Order of Truth. I'll be happy to aid your quest, but do not come with Algiern in tow. I will not suffer him again. The feeling's extremely mutual. Farewell, child. Come find me. I don't think I'll be going and finding either of them. Okay. Strange lines and ripples form sunken buildings are dramatically different from the architecture above the waterline.
I'm going.
What is this? Ambient green fluid drips from the end of the device's nozzle and hisses angrily on the metal surface beneath. It's acid! Without any antagonist to aim it toward, the device doesn't serve any obvious purpose. Oh, it's an acid gun! Oh, that would have been useful if I ended up having to fight Koro.
Yes. Now.
There's a shallow depression in the surface here, like many others scattered around the construct. Unlike the others, energy still pulses across this one at random intervals. A slight yet implacable sense of unease emanates with each wave of energy. There's a loose lens at the center of the depression. You think you could redirect the psychic effects somewhere more useful, but it'll be tricky to get into between the energy pulses. It's another weapon. Cobalt petals fold over a short metal stem. Calcified minerals hold the ancient weapon closed. This bridge here? Oh no, this bridge isn't lowered. That bridge will take me over there. Alright. Onward to the city. I don't know, it's been a while since I've uploaded anything. I promise I'll be uploading a little bit more regularly here in the next couple months or so. I've had a lot going on. Game just saved. think I'm just gonna walk around for a little bit, just explore. Around it. I'm gonna go up here, see what's up here. I'm not leaving the area right now. Oh, what is that?
Yes. Now.
Ugly glaive with a sledgehammer slung over his shoulder shouts at you. Okay. So it's some sort of creature. Looks like a giant octopus with a brain floating out of its head. The genocide. Cool. I'm not talking to him. I'll go up those stairs in a minute. What the fuck is that?
All right.
Oh, it's a clock. As you approach the clock, there's a pause in the argument the duo next to it are having. The petite woman turns to you, her hair is unusual, a light, almost yellow color. So kind of blonde. Her bright eyes dominate her pretty face. Excuse me, but my colleague and I were having a discussion, and her eyes fall upon your tattoo and her breath catches audibly in her throat. Her partner, an unusually tall man, gaunt and sour-faced, his voice sonorous, I cannot pronounce that right now, with fingers that twitch and weave through strange contortions. Occasional light sparks in the air as he does. He turns to you, opens his mouth to speak, registers your tattoo, and closes it again. His throat bobs for a moment, and he says, it is an honor. He collects himself. If I might impose on your time for a moment, will you tell me about your tattoo? How did you shape it? Do you know why it differs from the others? I don't know much about my tattoo. What does it mean to you? You've been touched by the changing god, she whispers. His mind sheltered in you. He shared his dreams, his power with your mind. And when he left your body, he created you. She swallows. Tattoo marks you, all of you, with his symbol. It grows and changes as you mature, so that it becomes your symbol instead. There are more of you. They call you cast-offs, plural there. She cocks her head, studying you. You are welcome here, revered one. We stand ready to serve as we can. Have you any questions for us? Who are you? What can you tell me about the city? Do you know anything about the sorrow? Can you tell me about the meaning of this tattoo again? What can you tell me about, my sire? Do you know anything about a device called a Renaissance Chamber? I have nothing more to say. Farewell. By the way, I just literally read word for word everything that said, including the let's go with the do you know anything about the sorrow? She shudders and touches herself ritualistically on the forehead and on her lips, a monster of deepest nightmares. I have heard it once you dead. Every one of the holy creations. All dead. I don't know why, but it hates you. Can you tell me anything else about the sorrow? He nods somberly, raising a finger to his forehead. Only that it is remorseless, pitiless, and it wants nothing more than the destruction of you and all those who, like you, were created by your sire. Alright. I'm gonna go and continue to explore. Wait, revered one. He peers at you, all traces of distraction gone. I do not recognize you. You do not match any descriptions we have recorded. By the way, the guy's name is Mimion. And the female's name is Casmine. She snaps her fingers as if she finally figured out a mystery. Wait, let me remember your face. She studies you carefully. Oh my, you're new. Are you the changing god? Can it be? She reaches out to touch her sleeves, pulls her hand back quickly. No, I'm not the changing god. Mimon, he nods satisfied. As I thought, you are a cast-off, one of his children. He touches you with his long-fingered hand, as if in consolation. There is no shame in such a thing. Many cast-offs have come to our attention, and some of them have sought to deceive us so they may seem more important. He smiles softly. If you are as new as we suspect, it's better for you, better for us, to know the truth of your existence than to bluster and lie. Crestfallen, she touches your shoulder. Are you sure you're not? She catches herself. No. Why would you lie about that? With a noticeable effort, she wrenches herself into optimism and she chirps. But you're new, aren't you? You're new? Have you decided what you'll do? What you'll be? Your sire's other children have done amazing things. Amazing, and no doubt you will as well. He lays a hand on her shoulder and his voice is low, cautionary. Cass. She looks away from you for a moment, swallowing sudden tears, and he says, "We have a request for you." He gestures towards the clock behind him. Dark figures circumambulate these clock faces. I theorize your sire's creation of the time shields that protected the city's established a connection with his future selves. Given this, we believe those figures may be cast-offs, or ghosts of cast-offs, perhaps. The living shells of bodies your creator has worn previously. His fingers shrug eloquently for him. Fingers. The clock is unmoored in time. You see, we do not have knowledge sufficient to investigate it, but you might. You have a connection with he who created the clock. You should be able to align it with present time and uncover who these figures are. A gentle, rare smile appears. If you cannot, at least you will increase our store of knowledge. She smiles bravely, looking between Mimian and you, and says, and then we can answer the question you must have. Right, Mim? I'll do it. Mimian, his composure breaks for a moment and a wash of relief floods his face. This will be a true gift to knowledge, revered one. Perhaps you can find an answer where others have failed. You will have our thanks, our boundless praise. We will answer what we can for you, then return to us, revered one. We will wait for you.
I'll remember that.
Right. I know this is probably short. Let's see if I can... see how long this has been going. 30 minutes. So I'm gonna save here. And call it. Thank you guys for joining me. I will see you guys next time.